Obviously made tougher. We lose Ruben early. Aspie was struggling a little bit as well, so we lost him at half time, both with injury. So I think that it was a game where you could see the two teams, the schedules that we've both had. Newcastle 1 game a week and play with a huge intensity, and obviously the crowd make it even more so. And we're on the back of a lot of matches and a lot of games, and not in the best moment ourselves. The boys I think gave everything, but we lacked a little bit of quality. I think enough quality to say that we deserve to win the game, and that's something that we can look at and improve.
Do you think that fatigue was the main factor then in terms of not being able to create much going forward? I mean, it was that kind of game, really, wasn't it, for both sides?
It was a relatively tight game. The first half was relatively even. They came into it back end of the first half, I thought, but we had moments ourselves. We just didn't have enough of those. When we could attack, we made some unforced errors. I do put that down to fatigue, because I know the quality's there with the players. They've had an incredibly challenging period over 30 matches, 6 weeks, 8 games away. It sounds like an excuse. It's not, but it's a reason. It's a factor that we have to use and assess when we're judging the game. But at the same time, we also know that we can do better, and we have to do better.
What can you tell us about the injuries to Ruben and Aspie? Obviously, Aspie perhaps the more pressing one, given that he's in Spain's squad.
Aspie doesn't seem so bad. He felt it was getting worse, so hopefully it was more precautionary. Ruben we're a little bit more concerned with, but obviously it's too early to say. We'll have to assess and over the next 24, 48 hours before we know for sure.
And as you say, that throws the game plan out the window, doesn't it, when something like that happens so often, in a position where we've struggled to keep people fit all season?
Well, it doesn't make it easier. Obviously, we had Thiago to come in, and that helped us, but then Aspie went down as well, so we had to change at half time. I thought Newcastle started the second half better than us and pushed us back, so we had to alter again. But that's just where we're at. We're sort of scrambling at the moment in terms of trying to find a way in the game, because, like I said, when you lose a couple of players within the starting 11, it doesn't make it easier.
Finally, 45-day break now, I think it is, until the next game. Obviously, this is not how we wanted to go into it, but it's kind of crucial, isn't it? Given the length of the injury list, given the length that you and your staff are still finding your feet at the club, this is going to be a beneficial period for Chelsea.
Well, I think so. I mean, we'll have a lot of players away, so we haven't got too many to work with. But at the same time, I think we all need a change of environment. I think that'll be helpful. We have to use it as that. We have to think about it as a positive in that regard. There's a lot of games to go. There's a lot of football to be played. We need to reset, regroup, re-energise, and start again.
Appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Hi Graham. Today was difficult, obviously. You had a lot of fitness issues to manage before the game, during the game. Do you think that sort of impacted the result?
Well, it doesn't make it any easier, losing Ruben when we did, and then Aspie was also struggling a little bit, so we had to take him off at half time. It doesn't make it easier playing against a team that is in a really good moment, with playing with huge intensity, and whilst I thought the first half was relatively even, they started the second half better than us, and we had to adjust a little bit. Thought we did that. Conor had an opportunity, pulled off I think Pope made a good save, but then Newcastle scored. We had to push again. I don't think we had too many enforced errors, I think, to maintain any real quality and any real pressure. But again, credit to Newcastle, they're playing well, they're in a really good moment, and you can see probably the difference between the schedules in terms of 1 game a week versus the intense period that we've had.
Did it concern you, Graham, that perhaps as an attacking force you didn't really get going until you went behind? Would that be fair?
Well, as I said, I thought we had some opportunities, lacked too many unforced errors. I thought we got into some spaces quite well, but then a sloppy pass that isn't normally like us. I think I have to defend the players in terms of fatigue, in terms of what they've had to deal with. But Newcastle don't make it easy for you. You can see I think they're one of the best teams defensively in the Premier League. So again, credit to the opponent for that. But yeah, it was a tough game for us.
Great, as you say, you've had a horrible schedule. How do you plan on using the break as a chance to reset and reflect on a few things?
Well, yeah, we have to use it in that way. A lot of the players go away, so we'll only have 4 or 5 with us. but obviously we have to hope that the guys that go away, come back in a good place, in a healthy. We hope that we can get a few of the guys back as well, and then work, re-energise, refocus, and go again for the second half of the season.
Anderson.
I think it's a stat that says that Chelsea have now suffered a third consecutive loss. It's the first time since 2002. Just wondered how worried you were about that record and the form.
Well, yeah, I mean it's not nice to not get results. It's as simple as that. But I have to look at why that is and look at the situation that we've had, the situation that we've had to deal with. It hasn't been straightforward at all. We've again had a lot of games, a few injuries to key players that have destabilised us. Today again, you see the couple that we're missing. So we've just had a period that's been incredibly challenging. And as I said before, you face probably 4 of the teams that are in the best moment in the Premier League in terms of a version of themselves, and that can challenge you as well. So we have to, as much as you can't accept it, you have to deal with it and try to move forward.
Okay, any more? Front.
Just in terms of the little run that you're on, obviously the injuries, do you think that the break maybe come at the right time?
Well, we have to see it in that way. I mean, we can't do anything about it. We have to use it as a positive. And as I said, we'll have a couple of players back. We can use the time to refocus, reflect, and get ready for the second half of the season. There's a lot of football to play, a lot of learning that's happened over the last 8 weeks, I think it is. But yeah, the break we'll have to use as positive as we can.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you.